Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions. All that and more coming up.
We are
next.
Pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Cleveland Browns taking on the NFC champions, the Detroit Lions. Brandon Gaudin joined by Charles Davis on what could be a historic day in the city of Cleveland. It's their first ever appearance in a Super Bowl.
And it's taken nearly 60 years to get back to playing for an NFL title. You have to go back to 1964 to find their last championship, so you're right. This is potentially a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence in Cleveland.
Meanwhile, for the Lions, it might be a state holiday in Michigan tomorrow if they can pull this one off. Their first ever Super Bowl appearance as they try to win their first NFL title since 1957.
Oh, I love how you announce. I love how you like to govern as well. A state holiday? Absolutely if they pull this one off. And remember, this team trying to win, as you said, their first title since 1957. If they pull this off, it officially buries the Bobby Lane curse.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Leading them out, a first-round pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, former Clemson Tiger, Deshaun Watson.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
First play, Watson to the air. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Watson. He'll fire deep, looking for more. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Elijah Moore with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Browns get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point good by Hopkins, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 overall pick coming off one of his best seasons ever in year 7 of his career, now in year 8, Jared Goff.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now Goff. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack. So now following the sack, often the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Sione Takitaki, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone.
Returnable for Grant.
A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
21 yards for Nick Chubb. And the Browns will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. The Lions offense set to take over. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd down, here's Goff.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Everyone rolls into the Super Bowl saying, hey, I'm confident. I'll just do what I did before. But let's face it, you got to be wary of the jitters going into a big game like this. Super Bowl's unlike any other game you're going to play.
And now he's starting out 0 for 2. We'll see if he can rebound. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
In for the sack, Myles Garrett. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
Here comes Grant on the return.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10.
Another opportunity now for the Browns offense. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Browns are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10.
Goff now looks to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now it's gone. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this. Welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
And it's fielded at the 34.
And good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Coming right, this is Chubb on the toss. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
Now 2nd and 9.
Chubb running to the wide side.
He's still on his feet.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Browns continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was.
Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out.
And Detroit getting set to go now. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10.
St. Brown motioning left. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Credit Zadarius Smith, able to get through and make that tackle for a loss. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Goff.
This one swung out to Montgomery.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this will wind up a Lions 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. On 1st down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And they move this all the way down to the 9.
110 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Browns are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. So a toss play there does the trick as he's into the end zone.
And you don't run this unless you're sure you've got a guy who has the speed who can get to the edge, because what you're hoping for him to win the race to the corner and turn it upfield to the end zone.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes this 35-0 now. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Under pressure, they got him again. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens.
Here's Jack Fox now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's fielded at the 45. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He's up over 100 yards rushing. Both teams making their final adjustments of the season during this long halftime break. Who will claim the Lombardi Trophy? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles in Vegas for the second half of Super Bowl 58.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
Well, if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Goff now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
129 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They toss it left side to Chubb, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Elijah Moore with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Browns are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it is 42-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. And Detroit back in possession of the football. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. make sure it's a good one, and close it out.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Goff now looking to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Wright's got it. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Gone. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the... And a big loss here as he's taken down. Well, Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though, 3rd and long. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Badgley able to punch this one through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now Nick Chubb and the Browns get set for their next possession. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. 174 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Big run here in the 4th as they continue to wear down this defense.
And that's when the offensive line coach clicks onto the headset and says, head coach, offense coordinator, let my guys fire out and hit people. We're wearing them down. Let's finish them off with the running game.
And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10. A toss play to Chubb. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Chubb will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then 1 play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard charging run, give it right back to him and let him cap things off.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there.
And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive 1st and 10.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The Lions on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Goff. And that is incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
There's Elijah Moore as he and the offense come out for another drive.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. On 1st down, it's Watson. He's going to look deep for Moore. This is caught inside the 15. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback.
So out now come the Lions.
Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the 4th quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight.
On 1st and 10, Goff.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked off by Martin Emerson. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Watson.
Bell brings it in across the formation.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense, And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Now a 2nd and 10.
And Watson's going to throw it here. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out.
So here come the Lions now.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's taken at around the 40.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And out will come the offense as they take over. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing.
This is caught inside the 15. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So now following the sack, often the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Myles Garrett drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's a Super Bowl record, his 4th sack of the game. I think we got to start thinking seriously about making him the Super Bowl MVP as well.
I think you're right. With him leading in the driver's seat, he certainly has a shot. The punt team on now as from their end zone they get it away.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
The Browns offense trotting back onto the field.
Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing now, Watson.
He'll fire deep, looking for more.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Watson. Going deep here for Bryant. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to look deep for more. It's caught inside the 25. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, they certainly have the look of a team with something to prove, don't they? All week, as we prepared for this game, we kept reading about how they said they're going to play a full 60 minutes this week. Has nothing to do with their opponent. No disrespect intended, but they wanted to be people of their word, playing this thing all the way out, trying to finish it strong.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
One last throw here for Goff. One last shot at the end zone.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And how about this? The dog pound gets the crowd. The Cleveland Browns are the Super Bowl champs. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. they get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.